Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Trans-Pennine live stream. Northern Trans-Pennine. We are in the class 40. And we're going to be doing a service. Should be like this 10. What did I pick? There's 721. There we go. Leeds to I'll be in the chat in a moment, just getting everything all set up. All right. Doubt. I have my doubts. We are going to get many people in this morning. We'll see. Yeah, so I know I said Tees Valley line yesterday, but when I checked the local haul passenger service on Tees Valley, there isn't any, and I wasn't really feeling like doing class 101, so here we are. That unlocked. Okay, so let's get our master key on. Forward. Let's see, we gotta get our headlights on. Lights. We don't want the tail lights. Get our that and that. Your brakes releasing. Hey Josh, good morning. How are you? Brake is released, or the handbrake I should say, not the parking brake. Door is locked. We got the slammers, so those shut very quickly. Alright. And away we go. Hey Glenn, good morning, how are you? Yeah, it was really quiet in the chat. I know Josh hung out the entire time. Mr. Addies popped in, said hello, and then buggered off as usual. I think ETS was more exciting than my run on King Creek. So, it is what it is. So yeah, we're underway here. Yeah, we'll see how this goes. Principal stations only, so yeah, should be a. I've not been on this route in quite some time. It's one of those ones that I played regularly on Trans-Pennine 2020, but kind of have it's gone to the wayside. So yeah. Just kind of post here. I figured some classic diesel power wouldn't be half bad for today. Yeah, because the only other thing I would have done on, there's like a lot of freight stuff to do on East Valley line other than running the what do you call it, the class 101. So, and I think, you know, passenger service is usually a bit more exciting because you do have the you know, yeah, I like it. I mean, it's, you know, it's got a good sound to it and looks pretty good. So we'll see how we do today. It's been a moment since I've been on this route, so hopefully that it'll keep me honest. Yeah. Well, at least a few viewers are better than nothing, because I know Joe's playing Flight Sim, and but you know, whoever comes in, more than welcome to hang out for however long you feel you want to. I kind of feel like I'm going to have to start changing my times because we're our streams are starting to conflict. Not that I think that's planned. It's just that it's harder for, you know, I'm getting nobody really watching. Not that I'm saying you guys are nobody. Seeing enough of a plane. You know, it's becoming a little bit more difficult for me to stream at the same time, and people that I would like to be in my chat are not here because they're there, and I know some people will, you know, they'll watch both, which is fine. I don't have any problem with that. It's just I'm not getting viewers. I'm not getting much interaction in the chat because of that. So it's a bit it's starting to have an impact on me, and you know, is it even worth continuing doing these videos? So I picked this time because then I have the rest of my day. No, that's not what I meant, Josh, and please don't take it that way. I'm just saying it's hard to have much interaction in the chat when, you know, the vast majority of the folks who normally would come in here are watching him, and you know, I feel like the nobody. Also, I'm starting a Tasha band too. Oh, don't do that, Glenn. But I guess I can see where you're coming from on that too, where, you know, you've made it clear that you are just workmates and there's nothing more there, and I don't know, maybe people are just hopeful that maybe it would turn into something more, you know. But, you know, if you're not interested in her in that way, there's nothing wrong with that. You know, got to do what makes you happy. That's the important thing. But if it's you know, it's starting to wear on you, I'll stop. You don't have to put a ban out. I won't say that. No worries. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, the best thing you can do is let her go, and if she realizes it's a mistake, then at least you're still there. Maybe she'll change her mind after another go. So you never know. Alright, Dewsbury is first up on our stops, and then Huddersfield. Morning, Mick. How are you? I almost thought I missed a stream from you yesterday. I had a heck of a day yesterday with a lot of stuff going on, it seemed. Oh, there is. What's our top speed here? 90. I don't think we're going to get to. Yeah. Yeah, I might be, well, I may know today, I may know early next week, but there's a veteran who we're still trying to get, photographs of. He's a musician, so I'm hoping I'll know soon what day that's going to be on, so, of course, that day I may forego a stream altogether, or I may just do a quick run or something, I don't know. Maybe do round trip service on Isle of Wight or something like that. I do need to get back on Bakerloo. I've not been on Bakerloo in quite some time either. Yeah, I figured this would be a nice. I think the class 101. It's a bit. It can be a bit stressful because of that lap. I'm okay, Mick. Just had yesterday was a really rough day. Not gonna lie. Yeah, it was just yesterday for whatever reason was just one of those days that things just not fall into place very well. All right, long tunnel ahead here. Our first two, our second one is down there. Yeah, it was well, I should have put the cab light on. Oh well, it's not important. We're almost at the end anyway. Yeah, it was just, I was supposed to have a technically yesterday was my therapy day with my whole health peer coach, and it turned into a discussion about the Veterans Project, and then I got kind of bamboozled into a group therapy session, which I don't really particularly care for. So I kind of felt like I got put on the spot with that, and it's just, and I told my whole health peer coach, I said, we got to separate the two. I can't, it's not fair to me that we're intermixing the two. I don't like that. You know, when I'm there for my therapy session, it should be for that. We can talk about the project, you know. So I didn't really feel like I got my, you know, my concerns, or, you know, how things have been going. I didn't get to really discuss any of that. And then, you know, being kind of bamboozled into a group session, that didn't sit too well with me either. So, yeah. Did not mean to hit the brakes. Yeah, a little brake's okay. We are starting to be picking up a little bit of speed here, but we got a 50 coming up. So yeah, and I still got to get stuff. I think after I get done with this today, I'm gonna get that stuff put on Redbubble. Some images, if people are interested in those. I've not looked at my account. I don't expect that anybody's actually ordered anything because nobody's told me. So, yeah. Sorry. Stop my foot right there. So yeah, it was just, yesterday was a tough day overall. Well, else we were on FIFA tonight, so you can shout because. Okay. Yeah, I didn't get home until much later than I wanted to last night, and then by the time I was like, oh crap, I wonder if Mitt's live, and I checked Twitch and YouTube, and you guys weren't on, so I thought, well, maybe you were taking a little break. Because I know those ETS streams and all that, you know, it's a lot of hours. Well, we're going to be a little bit late getting into the news break, but that's okay. I don't know if I've ever really been on time on this. Of course, this thing's going to take forever to release because I got a little overzealous with the brakes. Today, yeah, I know it is. It's just, I know. And to be honest, and this is like this isn't a dig against anybody. It's much harder for me now to plan. You know, like I like the having this time for my streams, and it's becoming increasingly hard to plan or know who's actually going to come in and chat, because Joe's streaming at the same time, and you know, that's the preferred destination, it seems. I was sorting party stuff out yesterday, ready for Monday. Well, that's all fine. I know you've got family stuff, and you know, and I guess part of it too is I have to manage expectations a bit better. I can't expect that everybody's always going to have time to come watch me or whatever, and that's fine. It's just that I'm starting to run into a bit of a conflict. You know, when Joe's streaming, I know that's where most everybody prefers to go. So, you know, it's it kind of messes with my messes with me, because I don't feel like, you know, my efforts are you know, worth it, I guess, for lack of a better term. Let's get the... There we go. So that way we can see. It is kind of... even in a sunny day, it seems to be dark in the cab a lot. It's like twins. Look at that. So, yeah. But, you know, I'll try to press on, but it was a bit difficult yesterday, not gonna lie. And I can see where some YouTubers, you know, if they're not getting much interaction, I think it comes to that, you know, it's a frustration point. But I'm the same. I can only do a stream with Pulse when we can in the evening due to yeah. Well, for me, it's just I like to get it done in the morning. You know, it's not like I'm doing 10 or 15 streams, you know, or whatever, you know, 5, 6, whatever a day. It's just, you know, this is my one. I'm trying to keep it that way, because then I have the rest of the day to do other things, whether it's appointments or, you know, whatever the case may be. So, you know, so it feels like there's no good time right now, you know. So I think that's where a lot of people get frustrated, and they want to just give up because they're not getting, they don't feel like they're getting much in return for their effort. I don't know. You know, and it still perplexes me, something like that one scenario I did on Cane Creek. It does now have over 200 views, but you know, if I go back to Cane Creek, then it's like it's not. It doesn't do very well. You know? So it's very difficult sometimes to kind of gauge the interest. You know. Certainly it feels like the interests, you know, are now going towards PC. If you don't have a PC, you're kind of, up against the wall, and so I don't know. I don't think many people are lurking, Nick. To be honest. But I do appreciate the support. I had thought, the funny thing was, and Josh can verify this, you know, yesterday I thought, okay, well, it took a couple hours, and I thought, watch, you know, a group of people will come in just as we're coming to the end of the stream, and that prediction was false. You know, I thought, well, maybe just on the off chance, you know, yeah. I was wrong. Yeah, I was telling my whole healthcare coach. Somebody told me this years ago, and I don't remember where I heard it or who said it or whatever, but it was basically, don't expect anything, just accept what happens. And if you expect nothing and something positive happens, then you can be pleasantly surprised. But if you expect things, basically, you're going to end up being disappointed. You know, so I don't expect anymore. I just, people come in, and if they want, if they don't, it's their choice. You know, it is what it is. So tomorrow will be Hamburg to Lübeck. We'll do a passenger service there. Sunday will be Hauptstrecke Rhein-Ruhr, and Monday we will do, let's see, I kind of feel like I said what Monday was going to be. I forgot now. That was kind of odd. I can't remember now. I have to start writing this stuff down or something. Should be, I think it was going to be a British route. Maybe we'll do freight on East Valley line on Monday. Switch it up a bit. Oh! I know what I was going to do on Monday. We'll do Great Western Expressway with the diesel pack. Yeah, that's what we'll do. Exactly, it's the same with us. We show we like playing. It's up to people if they want to watch, but we try and have fun with it. Yeah, I do too. It's I don't know. Like I don't want it to sound like I'm ungrateful or, you know, that I'm having it go at other streamers. It's just that I'm trying to carve out a time slot for myself, and it's overlapping with somebody who's very popular. And Joe is, you know, and he's worked hard for that popularity, and I can't fault him for that. It's just, you know, the small audience I have, you know, it's, you know, it becomes a choice, you know, do they, and I know, like I said, I know some people are able to watch us both, but it does have an impact on the overall the chat, you know, when there's not much interaction. So, you know, it's not like multiplayer where I have somebody else to talk to. And after a while, you know, you're talking to yourself, and it's like, you know, it gets a little old. So, I don't know. I'm perplexed by the whole thing, because I don't know what else to do. You know? Because I thought that maybe if I had this time frame, you know, people would have time to come in, interact for a little while, and, you know, watch other streamers or do other things, or, you know, I don't know. So, all right, coming into Huddersfield. Still not watched the up, you know, their explanation, Q&A, whatever, about the recent announcements and everything. I did watch Joe's kind of synopsis of everything. Yeah, I don't know. I had to watch the whole thing because there was some stuff in there that kind of didn't make much sense. So I have to kind of see what the larger context is. But from what it sounded like, you know, if anybody else watched it, you know, please correct me if I'm wrong. But it did sound like they did kind of explain things, but I fear, you know, the community being the community, that they're not going to accept necessarily the explanations yesterday. And, you know, that's I think that's just part of human nature. I've not done either. I wait for Joe to tell me the best bits. But you are doing it. You're showing us what you like to play and have a chat at the end of the day. I know, but I guess what I'm trying to say is when you're kind of up against somebody who's young and popular, it kind of makes you wonder, like, okay, what can, you know, like I'm always assessing, you know, what could I do better? You know, how could I do my streams better? What could I do that may interest people? You know, and for a while it was the train surfing. Well, I guess that's not very popular either, because people prefer to see sometimes the inside of this. I don't know. So I gotta watch here because I could easily spad. and I don't want to stop short either, which is probably exactly what we're gonna do. You know what? Screw it. Let's just. We're already late as it is. You know, so I'm like, well, do I have to change my stream times? You know, which, you know, I don't feel like that's something I should have to do, but it's like, what other options do I have? Yeah, and I listened to the best bits too, but there was a lot of information I think that I prefer to hear kind of firsthand, you know, because he wrote some notes down about, you know, things that he wanted to talk about in his little video about it. So there was some stuff that I feel I didn't really get a good sense of what they were trying to say. So yeah, but I mean, I'll try to, I like to have a structured schedule. All right, 16 miles to Stalybridge, and then we're into Manchester, Victoria, and we'll be ending up the stream there. You know, if you're going to do some things, if you have a structured, you know, every day I'm going to go live at 6:30 in the morning, my time, for instance, right? I'd prefer to keep it that way, because then people know after a while it becomes muscle memory. Oh, Robert's going live at 6:30 in the morning, East Coast time, which is 11:30 in the UK. So I'm trying to keep that so that people know that, and they, you know, within that time frame, because I have been going live a few minutes early to get everything set up, you know, because I have to get the, you know, get Aircast going, and then I have to get you know, then I have to get, you know, everything kind of set up so that people know what they're watching. And sometimes in the past I've forgotten that, so I'm trying to develop a method to my madness. So what was I going to say? Yeah, if I start just changing all that, or just going like, well, I say 6:30, but then I'm going to come in at 7:30 or 8:30 or 9, you know, or then, you know, people are going to feel like, oh, he's like, I'm all over the place. So, you know, I'm trying to be a little bit, I guess, some sense of stability. You know, although it would have been easy for me to lay in bed this morning and not do anything, but I wanted to come on and do this. And, you know, part of it was I stayed up way too late last night again, running around on Division 2 with the group that I'm with on the game. You know, they're trying to help me get my character leveled up to an extent so that I can, you know, do a lot more. But we were running into a lot of problems yesterday. We were just getting bowled over left, right, and center. And, you know, after a while, I'm like, yeah, I think this is a good stopping point, because I don't want to get so frustrated and, you know, end up rage quitting. They're like, well, no, having some rage. I'm like, no, I can't afford to buy a new TV. And they're like, oh, well, or a new Xbox controller. And they're like, oh, well, just throw it into a pillow. Who says you guys throw it into the TV? And I'm like, well, sometimes in those moments of rage, you don't really think about those sorts of things. So, yeah, I was like, yeah, I think I had my fill for the day. So, but I am curious to see how, you know, what Sam said, and, you know, how they address things. I know there was sounded like there were some good questions questions that Joe kind of jotted down the answers to. So I do think that there was, there were some people in the chat last night who maybe were disappointed, but they kind of moved past their disappointment and their anger at Dovetail for the changes and everything. I hope, but in all honesty, I hope that this was also a huge learning moment for Dovetail, that when you give people these expectations and you're getting people all hyped, you're also setting them up for some serious disappointment. And that's but I don't know, I like to see how they handled it. I know Sam, based on his demeanor, he's a no-nonsense guy. He's always got that kind of frown on his face. He doesn't, and that's good. You shouldn't take unnecessary gruff from people. I would imagine that was a bit of a humbling moment also for them last night, and so I'd be curious to see how they handle it from just a human, curiosity about their nature as people, and how do they handle that backlash. And I would like to, I do have to go back to the forums at some point just to see if people have kind of, calmed down just a bit. I don't know. So hopefully everybody is having a good Friday. Hopefully you got nice plans for the weekend. Whatever those plans may include, or whatever. We're coming at the bridge, or not the bridge, that tunnel, and then we're going to Stolly Bridge right there. I thought we were coming in. I'm like, wait a minute, how are we going to go there? It's a dead end. So, there's our stopping point in Stolly Bridge. Then we'll be into Manchester Victoria. So, almost, it's probably going to be just over an hour. We'll do principal station calls on this route. That's not too bad. So yeah, German route tomorrow, German route Sunday. We'll be back on UK routes on Monday. We'll do the Diesel Legends. Do something on that on Monday. And we'll go from there. Actually, then no, Tuesday we'll do Tees Valley Line. On Tuesday, Diesel Trader, Tees Valley Line. We'll move some empty steel wagons or something from Darlington up to a siding. Take the double class 37. Do that. Just because. think around the corner here we drop down to 40. Go ahead and get on the brakes a little bit. Oh, there's a hot air balloon. A layer that carried over. You can do it again, or if you don't get it, you can do it on the Mastery Challenge here on the Train Sim World 2. Hey Mick, what time are you going live tonight? We got the Sword Kids party for Monday morning and family party late afternoon and sister's birthday the next day, but we're doing it on my daughter's birthday so that they share the same day headache. Yeah. Yeah, that does sound like a lot of work. Yeah, if you just put in what time you're going live, and I'm guessing you're going to be on Twitch. Or are you going to be on YouTube when you stream FIFA? Alright. Into the tunnel we go. 7-8 our time, so that's 2 or 3 my... Okay. Fair enough. Yeah, I might. I'm probably gonna play YouTube. Okay, I'm gonna probably play a little bit of Division 2 after I get done with this. But I'm probably gonna steer clear of that tonight because the group is looking to run a raid, and I'm just like, I'm not ready for it. I don't really want to go in there and make a mess of it, so yeah. They're, be ready for the raid, and I'm just like, yeah, it's gonna be a while. I'm not in no rush. I forgot what that was. Some kind of I don't know. Can't really see what that says. Can't read the writing kind of sideways like that. Hello, Bella. Hello, Pithers. Welcome. We are more than halfway into, we're about 3/4 of the way into our service here on Northern Trans-Pennine, Class 40 BLU. We're coming into Stolly Bridge here in about 8.6 miles. Going into Manchester, Victoria right after that, and we'll be ending the stream. Yeah, I figure I'll run around in DC for a little while, take my frustrations out on the bad guys there, and you know, I always feel like if I go on in the morning, then I I'm able to do my own runs and do my own thing and not have to worry about much, so now I know as we come out of this bridge, or I don't know why I keep saying bridge, tunnel, I think we start going downhill fairly quickly from here. I remember the... So yeah, we'll drive the 112 on yeah, well, no, I like kind of I just kind of like doing my own thing sometimes. Like I do enjoy playing with the group that I'm with now, because they do, you know, they are helping me build my character a little bit better, and they make their suggestions, and, you know, all that kind of stuff. It's just that if I go in the morning, I'm able to kind of run around and do my own thing, which I like. You know, I like to have the balance of the two, you know. So, yeah, that I do enjoy that. So, but they play at the highest setting, and they add some directives to it, which is a bit frustrating because it's stuff I'm not really, you know, really was well versed with. So it's like it really changes my gameplay style, and so yeah, I don't know. So that's why I like doing my own thing, kind of, and enjoying things at my level, and you know, and then I join them because, you know, because it's at the highest, one of the highest levels. You know, you change the difficulty up, you do get more experience points, but you also die a lot more often. Oh, Mick has to check Discord. Oh, lordy. What have you done now, Mick? When Bella's saying check Discord, that doesn't sound good. At least, Josh, it's not you that's being told to check Discord. Now I know this line has been modernized, and you got the it's all good, Rob. She just sent me more pictures. That's all I can say about it. Okay. Oh boy. So what did you think of that recipe I sent the other day? The, was it the salsa baked salmon nachos? I mean, that does sound good. I'm gonna have to figure out a way to try that sometime. Make it myself. I'd have to be really mild salsa though. I don't think my stomach can handle anything above medium actually. Although I can handle wasabi just fine. That doesn't bother me. But yeah. I remember a place I worked at years ago. My boss made his own habanero salsa. Oh, he brought in a big bag of those blue chips. And we sat there one morning, like at 7 in the morning. We ate the habanero salsa and the blue chips. Oh, I was so miserable the rest of the day. Oh. Yeah. Woo. I'd never had habanero pepper. Anything with habaneros in them before. And, oh boy. My stomach was not too happy about that. Give it a go. We need to try it for sure. Oh, nice. Glad to pass that along. Figured it'd be something different, you know. Yeah, I'd like to give it a try myself. I think we're in the, yeah, we're just getting the 250 for the passenger action points at this point. Yeah, it does look good. I was like, wow, it's also baked salmon nachos. See, for me, it would be like having a meal, you know, that would be like dinner or something. You know, whereas for some folks, it could be like a party tray kind of thing, you know, you're having folks over for something, and it's, you know, something different. I figured Bella would like it because, you know, it's food. I just know I can't send her recipes with pork in it, but I figured that would be something interesting, something different. Really gonna have to get on the brakes now because I'm speeding going into the Stolly Bridge. With this game, they have gone beyond, and I think they shot themselves in the foot because I can't see them keeping it up and people accept more. I would agree with that, Nick. Yes. I would agree. And that I think is part of the managing of expectations from the player base needs to manage their expectations a little bit better, I think. Dovetail needs to manage their hype for the game. You know, I think they were overly hopeful, which is fine. You know, they had a grand idea, and in the end they cannot deliver on that idea. And I think that's where that frustration, ooh, more people here. Glenn. I think that's the big problem. They hyped things up. They said we're going to do this and this and this, and now we find out that all those things that they thought they can do, they weren't going to be able to deliver. So I think, yeah, but part of that is the community has to do a better job. Like to be honest, I didn't know about all this extra, the 23 kilometers or whatever on the Dresden line. I didn't really pay attention to that, so it wasn't something that I was, looking forward to or whatever. I didn't know about it until people started talking about the fact that it had been removed from the route. So, I think that's more where Dovetail shot themselves in the foot. They gave people those expectations. And so, yeah, they got to do a better job of managing those expectations. Or, getting people hyped, but being very cautious, because once you start saying we're going to do X, Y, and Z, and you say, well, we can only do X and Y, Z's been taken out, I think I've gone the right way with Rush Hour, to be honest. I think I would agree with that as well, Pithers. I see both sides of the, for $10 more for all three routes, or you have the option to, if you just want to buy Brighton, for instance, or you just want to buy Northeast, whatever, you have that option. You don't have to buy them all together. It just makes sense financially. You say, I can spend $39.99, get all three routes, and then maybe it'll grow on me. Maybe I'll like it more than maybe I'll like Dresden more than I expected to. You never know. So, yeah, it's just that I think, they were very optimistic, almost to the point of it. I think it damaged their credibility, and that at the end of the day is what I think most people are feeling, messed over about, is that the Dovetail Games has a, they've lost, there's been some stuff over the past few months or so that they've lost their credibility on, and this was just the latest, fiasco, so to speak. So, both sides have to do a better job of managing what they want from this relationship. I didn't mean to delete that. There's sorry about that. I get what you're saying. Yeah, when you swear in my chat, it automatically puts it on hold until I can say yeah. So, less of the F-bombs, please, in the chat. But I get what you're saying. I mean, and that's the beauty of it, is everybody has the option of picking which way they want to go for Rush Hour. You could buy all three routes, you could buy one or two, Right now, the reality is that it makes sense to buy all three, but people don't want all three. So, yeah, because you swear in the chat, it automatically puts it as for a review. So, typical pitters, yeah. But yeah, I think both sides, there's got to be, I don't know how they can strike a balance. That's the thing. How do you get people hyped for something new, but also not to the point that you are making promises that you can't Hello, Patrick. Welcome. Don't expect anything else from me. Yeah. Welcome, Patrick. Welcome to the stream. Hello from America, from the East Coast specifically. Hopefully, you're doing well. Lots of viewers here are from the UK, so you're not the only one, Patrick. So, glad to have you along for the ride. We are just coming into Manchester, Victoria. We're on the Northern Trans-Pennine in this beautiful Class 40 diesel-electric locomotive, passenger service. I can get on the throttle again. So, yeah. Hopefully you're having a good day. Nice to see a new face in the chat. Let's see, we're stopping right there. Not sure where our platform number is going to be. There's no balance with gamers. They are too demanding. Gamers need to take it. Yeah, well, yeah, I would agree with that, Nick. I think it's just that, yeah, I would agree with that 100%. But the companies, you know, they get things hyped up. And they get people excited about the new thing coming out. And when that happens, and then the company says, well, you know what, in retrospect, we cannot deliver on that promise or that hype. You know, that's, you know, you have a lot of people who just, they have a hard time managing their expectations. This trucker on the road. Pithers. No, he's right though, Pithers. And it's partially, well, not even partially, it's in a lot of the gaming communities, you know. Company X says we're going to do these things, and, you know, and then when they don't necessarily deliver on that expectation, it does. People feel that they were misled, and sometimes companies do that. They will mislead the gamer base, and you know, the player base, and then they pretend like, well, we never said this, or we never promised. You know, they kind of go back on, you know, they're basically calling the player base liars. You know, we never promised that. There's no promises here. But people take, like, the roadmaps are, they feel that there's a large segment of people who feel that those are promises. Even though I think Sam and Adam and Matt and everybody, they try to say, you know, look, this is what we want to do. You know, they do try to, I think they try their best, but people aren't hearing that. They take that roadmap. You said you know, like when Sam said confidently $29.99. Not we're our target is $29.99, but that's subject to change. Not that we're going to reduce the price, but it could go higher. But we're going to try to avoid that if we can. That would have been the better way. But when he said confidently $29.99. They take that as you are saying that we're locked in at that price. So that's the kind of thing. That's where that expectation was set, you know. So not that, you know, I don't think that the $10 increase was a huge leap, but for a lot of people it is. You know, that's just the reality. For a lot of people, that extra $10, 10 pounds, they're like, well, now I have to wait. You know, I have to, you know, so. Oh, don't do that, Amela. So that's where I think both sides have to be better at managing things so that, you know, of course, no matter, at the same time, kind of like what Mick said, no matter what Dovetail Games says, people are going to be, they're going to find a reason to be disappointed. They're going to find a reason to lash out. New Wi-Fi is still playing up, like, yeah. You're just having bad luck overall with your Wi-Fi, Ella. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah, it's, but, and very, I think, quite honestly, a lot of the people who are upset probably have not, they're watching to see how things kind of unfold, and, you know, they probably haven't played the game in quite some time, but they just come into the Discord, or they go into the forums, or they come into the stream chat, Q&As and stuff, just to be salty, you know, because they got nothing else to do. So, you know, I think there's just groups of people like that. They've not played the game in a while, and you know, they just look for a reason to have a go at from the you know, have a go at Dovetail Games. Oh, we got 6 viewers. If you're new here, please do consider subscribing. Leave a thumbs up. I do stream from 6:30 in the morning East Coast time, so that's 11:30 UK time. Once a day. That's my schedule. I'm trying to stick to it. If I'm not going to stream the next day, I will say in the stream prior to the end. One of the 3 routes I personally would buy London to Brighton, but for extra pounds I get it. Yeah, exactly, Patrick. Yeah, that's exactly. And you know, I think there's a fair balance of everybody who you know, is saying, well, yeah, I'll spend $39.99. I get. Well, the way I look at it is this: I'm paying for one route, and I'm giving them a $10 tip. Kind of like at a restaurant. I ordered a $30 plate, and I'm leaving a $10 tip for the waiter. And then I got 2 meals for free on top of it. You know, so that's the way I look at it. But, you know, for a lot of people, that that extra $10, you know, it may be a bit difficult for them. And it's not, you know, nobody should be put down for that. That's just, you know, for some people financially right now, that $10 may mean that's food or gas or whatever, you know. So, you know, times are tight. You know, I saw people like, you could afford all this, but you can't afford an extra $10, you know, because people budget. They're like, okay, I'm going to buy this coming up. I've got the money set aside. They've already put it in their budget, you know. But now they're being told that their budget's out the window, you know. So yeah, but I would agree. I think overall, my feeling is that the extra, that $39.99, which is good, by taxes is going to be, you know, $40-something, because now whenever it used to be that I would just pay a flat rate. Now it's being taxed, so it's going to be like 43 or 44, something like that. So, but at the same time, I also know that I don't have to have it right away. Would it be nice? Yes. Is it necessary? No. If I have to wait an extra month or something, I'm okay with that. You know, it's not going anywhere. It's not like it's going to only be a limited time thing, and then once they get to past a certain point, they're going to say, "Oh, it's no longer on sale," and you lost out. You know, so you know, I don't feel like I have to have it right away. I would like to, but you know, but a lot of that's also going to depend on the release date for the first route, which I'm guessing is either Dresden or Northeast Corridor. I'm not sure which. So, but don't you think there's plenty in this game already for people to get on with? But they're not forcing people to get it, but they also need to make money to make... Yeah, I agree with... Exactly, Nick. And that's what I was telling my fellow veteran the other day. I said, this game, there's 20-something routes already. There's plenty to do. Whether you like freight, passenger, whatever, there is lots to do in this game. And I lost connection, and he didn't even tell me he was going to... Oh. Sorry, Pithers. No. Don't know what to tell you there, bud. Sounds like you two are going to have a confab on Discord or something to discuss the farm management. But yeah, there is plenty to do. It's just that I think people feel, especially if people stream the game, they like to have the new shiny routes, show it off because it does get views. You know, that's just the reality of it. A lot of what happens now is streamer driven. You know, it was that way when Destiny came out. Destiny 2, it was a lot of it was driven. You know, sales were driven by streamers. You know, they were out hyping the game, telling everybody about it. You know, yeah, there is lots to do. And I'm thankful for that. Don't get me wrong. I love that I can do freight on this route if I want. You know. So there is lots to do. I'll get some F1 practice in for tonight now then. Well, yeah, I know, Pithers. I think your best bet is to try to talk with him on Discord and be like, you know, but hey, it's at the end, it's his deal, and you know, if he's not going to give you that time, that's, you know, that's his choice. I don't know, maybe he's got another plan, but I would ask him directly. I couldn't tell you. You know, for somebody in America, you know, like I'm thankful I get to drive something like this. I would have never known about the Class 40, for instance, if it hadn't been for this game. So, you know, I'm thankful for that because I get to experience something that otherwise I would have never been able to experience. And to come into this, you know, really cool station, even though it looks kind of dreary, Manchester, Victoria. So, you should have started practicing days ago, mate. Nick thought about practicing, put me off. Oh, stopped way too short. Oops, daisy. We do have our sharply dressed driver. He's going to get a standard English breakfast here in Manchester, Victoria, as soon as we end the service. Yeah, I mean, being a rail fan here in America, and there's a lot that I don't know about railroading and stuff, and I always try to learn, something new all the time. But I'm thankful that I get to experience this. Well, we are super late coming into Manchester, Victoria. Wow. That's embarrassing. We are embarrassingly late. Well, and Patrick, it's one of the things you should know. I do comment on the sharpness of dress of the British rail drivers in the game. Depending on what time of day of service this is, either they're having breakfast, lunch, or dinner, or they're going to the pub for a drink afterwards. I like to have little stories about the drivers. They do have a life outside the, off duty, or when they have their break in the morning or sometime on their shift. So. You made it. Yeah, I did, finally. I got on the brakes kind of quickly, and we're just kind of crawling in here to the station, because, of course, what do we have? We have the stopping point right on top of the red. Look at that gap. There is really no room for error there. And I'm going to bend this if I don't watch it. I'm just going to stop here. I'm not even going to try. It's like when we play ATS and you go tell us about the places we drive through. It's good to know about. Yeah, exactly. I agree with that. And I try to, add a little something to your stream. But I'm also, like I realized years ago too, not everybody likes that sort of thing also. Not everybody appreciates the... Wow, we didn't even have to shut the door. Yeah, silver, look at that, of course. That's alright. I don't know how far off I was on getting the gold, but anyway, we are used to late trains in the UK. Yeah, that's what I've heard, Patrick. That's what I've heard. Okay, well, that's going to do it for today's stream. Thank you all for coming in. Please make sure you do subscribe if you're new. If you're returning, welcome back. Please do leave a thumbs up if you like what you saw. And I will be back tomorrow on Hamburg to Lübeck in the DVBR 112.1. We'll do some passenger service there. And then... Sunday will be Hauptstrecke Rhein-Werder passenger service. Monday, we're going to do Diesel Legends on the Great Western Expressway. Tuesday will be the Class 37 freight service on Tees Valley Line. There we go. All right. Take care, everybody. Enjoy the